Hey, you guys, welcome to Splinterlands TV. It is I, the Psy, and we are back. And we're going to do something a little bit different today. I haven't been able to do it in a while because SPLEX hasn't been giving me proper invoicing. But we're going to do a little bit of an earnings report to see what last season kind of netted me, since ROI is something that I guess is fairly important in this game to some people, as well as go ahead and open up some reward chests. So thanks to the SPLEX team. Thank you very much to everyone who's contributing and making this data easy to pull up. We'll go through it and we'll see how things look. So the first thing that I want to talk about here is going to be the value of the accounts. And I find that out using peak monsters. So just to kind of like get an idea of what kind of an investment cards that I have right now. If you look at the total value of just the cards in my main account that I use for battling, and soon this will also be used for survival mode, we're looking at about 5k. And when you go ahead and we switch to my rental account, we can see that the value in that account is approximately 4,700. We can call it around 10k investment at this point in time, between the cards that I use to rent out, a lot of which are not renting right now. Kind of important to bear that in mind, that a lot of them aren't actually renting out properly at this point. And the cards that I use to battle. So I'm probably going to take some of these rental cards, I'm going to put it into survival mode, and I feel like that might have an impact on the amount that I'm earning on my main account. So that being said, just for purposes of rounding things up, we're going to call things around 10k as far as what I've got into these cards over the years for the earning potential. Now, I've got accumulated throughout this time, I've got about almost 150,000 SPS, which I know isn't a lot compared to most people, but I mean, all of this has been earned through my time playing as airdrop when that was happening. So I haven't actually gone out and really bought any additional SPS. I have sold like a little bit, but we're talking a little bit. So this is kind of just for me being able to play over the years since SPS was introduced, got up to 150, which has a value of around $1,000. But we're going to be talking from a seasonal perspective here, not talking about the accumulation of value over all the time that you've had it, and cards that you bought that have gone up and cards that you bought that have gone down. We're just going to kind of take a look at this season. So let's start things off here then by looking at the rentals. When I were to go ahead and I were to look at my my rentals that I have over here, we can see that in the Silence 4 account over the last 14 days, which is basically a season, I've earned 21,000 D. Now, of that though, you pay 10% in fees when you're using SPLEX. So we're really going to consider that 21,663 minus 10%. Let's go over here to my calculator. So 21,663 minus 10% equals 2166. That doesn't even make sense. 21,663 minus 10%. All right, let's try it again. 21,663, and we'll just subtract 2166. 2166, which would be 10%. So we're looking at earnings of 19,497 in rent, but then we're also going to subtract 2,000 of that, which is the fees that you need to pay for wild mode. So in all reality here, we're looking at 17,497,000 DEC from rental, taking away the 2,000 that you need in order to actually bot wild mode, which is what I'm doing. So as far as botting wild mode goes and what kind of earnings I've been having through that, we're going to go and we're going to pull up this really handy dandy chart here, Splinter Stats, which is run by Kiokizz. So Kiokizz. I'll include a link to this in there. Thanks so much for creating this. I've already got my information inputted in here for season 64. So you'll see on the right hand side under the match report and the performance that I was able to make it to exactly champion 1 for one brief moment, which got me a couple extra chests for hitting that, which is great, of course. I had 222 wins, 197 losses, so I was a little bit more on the positive side from a win-loss, and 7 is my max streak. Now, here's where things get important. When you're looking at tokens received, so I got 214,000 Glint. Now, this is calculating last season's end of reward Glint, which those of you who've been playing know that it was at a 1.5x. So that's why things aren't exactly double here, because last season's end of season glint that was claimed within this season is going to be a little bit higher. So this is a little bit skewed, but we can basically consider it to be double what this number is. So let's not worry about the glint so much, though. The important thing is that it's been 1,057 SPS in those wins of those 222 wins that I got. So we've earned 1,057 SPS. We can come down to the full SPS report. Looks like we got 385 in staking. We got that 1,057 from ranked rewards. From the Brawl, we got 243. And then the net SPS then ends up being 1,687. We're going to call it 1,687 for purposes of rounding up or down, okay? So earnings overall, 1,687. Now, some of this did get taken away in the bot. I think it's 10%. So I'm actually going to go up here and I'm going to remove another 105 from that. So we're actually going to call it 1537 is what we're going to call it, taking into account the 10% I lose for using XBot. So let's go and let's crunch those numbers a little bit, all right? So we got our calculator here. And when we start off with the 17,497 in DEC, right now DEC has a value of 0.0007273. So let's copy that. Let's bring it over to our calculatrice here. And we're going to multiply this number by that number. I said multiply this number by that number. There we go. And that's going to give us $12.73. So $12.73. Okay, and that includes the 2,000 DEC that we lost from joining into wild mode and all the fees that we paid on those rentals. So we're looking at $12.73 USD as just passive income for renting out cards. Now, when we're going to be talking about the SPS, we had, what did we say? It was 1537. So we got 1537 in SPS, and the value of that SPS is going to be 0.0071. Let me just grab that properly. CTRC, here we go. Head back to the calculator, times 0.0071. That's another $10.91. All right, so now we've got $10.91. I'm going to use the simplified 1091. We're going to add on to that the 1273, 12.73 equals $23.64. Not too bad. So $23.64 is what I basically earned this season from renting out a bunch of cards and from earning SPS. So $23.64 USD, and that's basically all passive because of the fact that I was using a bot in order to play wild, and I was using a bot in order to do all my rentals. So basically, the only thing that I wasn't automated was the Brawls, right? Which I love my Brawls. Go YGG. And yeah, so $23.64 USD. If we were to consider that everything is times 2 weeks, so 52 divided by 2 is what, 26? So multiply that by 26 equals, we're looking at $614 USD for the year. So not too shabby, passively just having your stuff running for you and getting to play the game whenever you want. So 614 for the year, not terrible. Okay, now let's go up here and we're going to do some of everyone's favorite things, which is the, where is it? Shop rewards. So we've talked a little bit about the financials, but that doesn't count anything to do with Glint, which Glint is super important because, I mean, it allows you to get these awesome reward cards, which in turn allow you to win more battles. And especially if you're going to be playing Modern, where the SPS rewards are so much higher. We're talking at least 5x higher probably in Modern than in Wild. These are very important cards. Now, if we were to go and we were to just take a look at what I actually already own, go to cards, we'll check out Rebellion. Here we go. And we're only going to look at the reward cards from within Rebellion. We'll see that as far as the commons go, I think there's only one that I don't have maxed yet. No, I got all the commons maxed. When we're looking at rares, there is one. Of course, it's one of the ones that I want to use the most, the Janny Rebel. This is the only one that I don't have maxed yet. So I don't think that there's a reason for me to go and do rare pulls just to try and get the last 10 of the Janny Rebel that I require. So I think that we're going to skip the rare pulls again. Everyone knows that probably the best stuff here is the epics. I'm getting close. I've got the two of the best ones already maxed. I've got the Blade and Olivia maxed. I mean, I don't mind getting a ton of extra Olivia, and my Weavers, my Reavers, and my Refugees and Shock Troopers and Conjurers are all pretty far behind. So I think that in order to, if nothing else, get this Halfling Refugee up to max, but I'm probably still going to need to go ahead and do a bunch of pulls here for epics, because I mean, this Halfling, when he gets to 6-star, is just crazy for a 1-drop. 1-drop, 5 attack, 8 hit points, heals. I mean, the Weary, I haven't actually seen it even be that relevant in quite a while. So we're going to go back here, and we can also see that Olivia, having a few extra Olivia is not bad at all. Oh my gosh, is there none? There's none of the Thanalonian Blade even for sale right now. That's crazy. I should drop a few of those on the market since I've got extras. But that's a little besides the point. So we're going to go over here. We're going to go to the shop and we're going to get our rewards. So it's going to be epics and legendaries, but there's one that comes above all else since I'm a gambler, and that's these major chests. I've got 429,000 glint going right now. I think I'm going to do the 150 majors. I'm going to do the 300 minors, and then we'll go ahead and we'll do a couple epic draws with what's left. I feel like that will give me the most chance for success. We might even squeeze in a few ultimate chests. So let's cross our fingers. Let's do these major chests. You know what? I will use legendary. I almost don't want to use alchemy because I'm not a gold foil player, but hey, you never know. I might get roped into a gold foil brawl here and there. Let's just confirm it. Let's see what happens. It only uses those potions if you pull a card anyway. So yeah, let's get to it. And hopefully we're able to pull a legendary or a few of the epics, because that will basically pay off the value of these chests all on their own. You get like 2 legendaries, it's all paid off. Even an epic here and there. There we go. There's an epic. They work really well. Of course, it's one I already had maxed. But yeah. Oh, there we go. There's one Janie Rebel. Now I'm short 9 of those Janie Rebels. That's one that I'm really looking forward to completing. Once it gets that Divine Shield and it's the tank, I've actually been using it quite a bit, and it's got, yes, no, it turned gold foil, why? Yeah, oh, 2 Night Reavers. Oh, that Janie Rebel, though. It's a legendary. Galatius, yes, I'll take that Galatius. 3 gold foils of those. Wow, maybe I'm kind of glad that I've got that, because everything that's maxed right now, I may as well gold foil. Another set of legendaries? It's a Frigid Wolf. Oh, man. Like I was saying, 2 legendaries, a bunch of, like, epics in this. This was a good draw. And 2 Olivias right off the bat, too. Okay, all right, man. I just got to quickly calculate here. So we got 2 epics. We got 2 epics. There was more epics that I saw. 4 epics. 4 epics. And I think that there was more epics. There was 4 epics. Let's see, 4 epics. There was 5 epics in this pool, so 5 XEs. 5 epics, and then we even got a bunch of legendaries. We got a Galatius, which I'm really wanting to max to get the headwinds for all of those ranged only battles. He's going to be amazing. Where is he? So there we go. We got 1 Galatius, and we got 1 Frigid Wolf. That's 2 legendaries. Wow, we really made out like bandits on this one, let alone like the fact that we got 2 Olivias in one, which that's an amazing card. So let's close this up. Let's just take a look. So the legendaries alone would have been 70,000 in that case. And then the epics, of which I got 5, would have been like 7 times 5, what, 35? So we're looking at another 35. We're looking at probably 100K between just the legendaries and the epics in Glint, plus all that other good stuff. And if we're considering right now that when I win a battle, I'm getting rewarded in Glint, 829 in Glint, and my win ratio is about 50%. That means that every single time that I got an energy to me is worth, let's call it 400 Glint, and let's try and find some with Glint. 400 Glint, and oh, we'll call 500 Glint with my bonuses and boosts and everything. 500 Glint and 2 SPS. So every energy is worth 500 Glint and 2 SPS to me on top of everything else. So getting energy is good, and obviously legendaries, we'll need to move those along when we've done everything. Let's go back to the shop here. Rewards. Okay, one of the most important things, do not forget to get your merits. I mean, merits are very important. I'm sure that eventually there's going to be a new set of gladiators that come out as well. But we're going to need those merits. So I always like to stock up on merits. And I'll probably do 5 tranches of these guys here. Back to shop. 3. So those 5 tranches accounted another 10k worth of merits for me. Back to shop. 4. One more tranche of merits at least. I'm on the merit rich list because I haven't been spending them in so long. I should do a video when I just open like 100 packs of Gladius cases, just to, you know, open more packs because I love packs. There we go. So I got 5 tranches of these merits, and we've done the major chests. Let's go ahead and let's do batch 1 of the minor chests. Now we got so lucky. Yeah, we'll do the alchemy as well. We got so lucky on those majors. I hope we haven't used up all of our luck on these minor chests that we're about to pull. But 300 minor chests, here we go. I could really use more. Whoa, lots of merits there. I think that these potions are going to end up being really good too with Conclave Arcana coming out. So, I mean, I'm not going to complain about those either. And like I said, every energy to me is worth 400 glint as well as 2 SPS. Yes, Halfling Refugee. That's the one we wanted the most. So I'm hoping that we can pull a couple epics, a few legendaries here. But I mean, that's what everyone hopes. It's not like I'm like, I hope I get only commons and rares, you know? Everyone always wants the good stuff. And Janny. I need more of the Janny Refugees. So I'm pulling a bunch of rares, but none of them are the Jannies that I need. With my luck, I'll pull a Janny, and then it's going to go gold foil again. Imagine being one of those guys that complains about getting a gold foil. You're like, no, yes, Janny Rebel. See, complain, and you get what you need. That's part of the strategy of every TCG, every trading card game. You need something, you complain, and you'll get it. You're playing Magic the Gathering, and you're kind of land screwed. You say, oh man, I never get any lands. This deck sucks. I hate this game. Top deck, land card. The way it works. Come on, Janny Refugees. Come on, legendaries. Come on, epics. Come on, energy. See, so we're getting to the point when I think that in the future, I might only be opening epic and legendary chests and doing more of the jackpot. Yes, another Janny. Doing more of like the jackpot chances to try and get more. Thanalorian Blade. I actually think I might unlock a few Thanalorian Blades and put them on the market since there are none. Legendary! Griftsy! We'll take it. Like I said, that's worth 35,000 glint right there, right at the very end. Sweet! That was actually pretty good as well. Now let's see how much I got left. I got 193,000. Well, since I'm here with you guys, let's do it. Let's go and let's spend 187,000 of it doing epic draws. Because like I said, I want to complete the epics. Oh, you know what? What should I do here? Should I go with a few ultis? 135,000. Nah, I don't have enough to do those. But you know what? I still want to get a few in for us so we can build that suspense. That'll leave me with 43,000 if I were to do that many. And 43,000 would be enough for how many? 13, 12, 11, 10. All right, so we'll do one less. We'll do 19 epic draws, which will allow me to get 10 ultimate chests just for the fun of it. We'll do 19 of these epic draws. Hopefully get lots of Halfling Alchemists. That's the one I want to max the most. And to be honest, once Halfling Alchemist is maxed, I might even stop doing epic draws and go and focus more on legendaries and the ultimate and your chest. So let's do a quick reveal here. On. Yes. 2 refugees, 3 refugees, 4 refugees, 4 refugees, a couple of Livias, and some Arachne Weavers, which I also need. So pretty good. I'm happy with that. And with that being said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here we go. We got enough to do 10 of the ultimate chests. Let's confirm it. Now these guys we're going to open manually. And I find that these are always the ones that it's like, oh, dude, I wish that I had enough that I could just open all the legendaries and get through that final first tranche. But got to prioritize, right? Here we go. Merits. 9 rares. 3 rares. Energy. Potions. Gold foil. Potions. Energy. Commons. Here we go. The last one. Was it worth it? This chest will dictate whether this was a huge bust or not. Here we go. And it was a huge bust. It was a huge bust. Well, that's the risk, right? Risk versus reward. High risk, high reward. He's obviously performed the worst of all the chests that we did here. I mean, there's some gold foil, but like I said, I'm not really into the gold foils as much as some other people. I just want to be able to play, man. I mean, the 9 energy does translate to what, a 1,800 glint, as well as 18 SPS. So that's something as well. So there we go. Let's quickly take a look at our cards before we're done. We'll check out our items and we'll see how close we got with those epics there. I'm not even gonna bother to, oh, you know what? There might be a legendary. I think that was that enough for Glacius? It was. Ooh, it was not. It was not. I'm at 9. I'm at 9. So I need 2 more Glacius to get him to the ultimate mode when he's got headwinds. And then I think he's going to be really awesome. Especially if you can go ahead and you can put someone else who has taunt in front of him. For instance, this dragon, Sirenth. So if you're actually playing with dragon summoners and you put Sirenth in front of Glacius, then everyone will target Sirenth first before Glacius, and that headwinds will last a little bit longer. Sometimes I almost feel like his taunt takes away from how good he could actually be. But when you can stack it with multiple headwinds, so that unless they're hitting for 2 right off the bat, it's actually dealing 0, or you have another taunt in front, I think he's going to be crazy. Like, I really like Glacius, I really like Sirenth, I really like Sergeant Grozall, which was also conveniently the card I got to reveal. Not sold on many of the others here, but I should do an independent video on those guys. Now, that being said, let's check out these epics. Nowhere, what the, that's not right. Okay, all right, here we go. Yeah, I need to go to items first. Okay. Nowhere near with that, nowhere near with that. I've already got max on those. I think that this might be enough to get to 5. It is, it is. Okay, so I'll be able to go and increase his hit points to 7 with this. 33 will make it 32. Combine gets him to level 5. So Arachne Weaver is about to go up to 7 hit points. I feel like getting the poison on Arachne Weaver just makes this card so much better. And in order to get that, you got to get him to 46. So I do still have a ways to go on him. I think that this is enough to max Night Reaver. 52. I'm about to max Night Reaver, and that's going to give him Last Stand. So popping this guy in the back, giving him Last Stand. Fantastic. Let's combine. So now I've finished Night Reaver. My epics are going, like, they're going the distance here now. Here we are. Last Stand, which will give him 6 attack, boost him significantly on his hit points to 15. Love it. All right. Finally, how close am I with the refugee? I'm at 41 of 46. I'm 5 away. I could literally, for 10 bones, I could get there, but I don't think that there's a point yet. If I was 1 away, maybe there was a point, but we've still got a long time to go with these rewards. So I don't think that there's necessarily a point right now in going and purchasing anything since they're 10x, or I should say since they're 20x, when if worst comes to worst, I'll be able to get those guys for 10x on. Oh, there's one more that we have to check, of course, and that's that Janny, who I want to get up there as quickly as possible. I've actually been having some good success with her, and what the... Only 3 more? Oh, yeah, it was gold foil. No, look at all these gold foils. Wasted gold foils. Yeah, you can tell how I feel about it. And, all right, 5, 6, 7, 8, 15. So I'm 7 away now. I'm 7 Jannies away from finishing her off. How much would those cost me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It'd only be 260. But again, that's kind of money that I don't need to spend right now because of the fact that who knows how much longer we're going to have these particular reward cards. Maybe they'll rotate them along with Conclave Arcana, which to me would be the best thing that they can do and make these particular reward cards fairly scarce. It would start the unlock on them so we could like try and complete everything at only 10x instead of 20x. And I mean, it would have a coherent set of reward cards that are geared specifically towards Conclave Arcana, which I think is something that they really should do. They should start aligning the reward set with the main set as it's released so that the story flows together. I mean, now we're going to kind of have the story of Rebellion in Conclave Arcana instead of the story of Conclave Arcana in Conclave Arcana if they don't make cards new for CA. So there we go, guys. That's kind of like my story for you guys today. We've talked a little bit about kind of like the financial aspect, which we're looking at 614. Let's actually divide that by 52. Get back to our normal number there. Nope, that didn't work either. We have to multiply it by 2. So we're looking at, like I said, 2364 for the season, which again, as passive income isn't bad. And we've gone ahead, we've opened a bunch of Glint with a ton more Glint coming in since just the beginning of the season. So hope you guys have liked this report. If you want to see me start playing a little bit more modern, I'm going to be starting up kind of like a path to power type system with a new account, The Silence. So you guys can look forward to that as well, getting a little bit more gameplay. It's something I haven't featured as much on this channel since I've just kind of been botting wild. But now that I'm starting from World Zero, I think that it's going to be a lot of fun to experience the game as a new player would and try and not fall into some of the pitfalls that you might have fallen into when you first started before knowing anything about Splinterlands. So if you guys are looking for that kind of content, be sure to give me a like, share, subscribe so you don't miss it. And until next time, my friends, it's I the Psy. I'll see you guys around Praetoria. Take care, my friends. Peace.